Welcome back to another episode of Real Garage Talk. I am your host, Mr. Talvin, and these are your other hosts. I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Lynn T.
I'm Neef.
I hate that we started off the way I started off sounding sad, but the truth of the matter is dealing with depression, anxiety, mental health is a real issue, and we're not talking about it. I call it the closet monster. The reason why I call it the closet monster is nobody wants to talk about it. You see somebody in passing, hey, how you doing? I'm good. We are not good. I don't care what color you are. I don't care how old you are. Mental health is a real issue, and we're going to deal with it. And I was going to let Mr. Neefy go ahead and take off. You know, he had a few things he wanted to say about it.
And mental health is real. And, you know, some of y'all know me, some of y'all don't. I mean, I've had a life in the spotlight. Pretty much I've always had people looking at me. We never discussed it. I've battled with what I've learned to be now is oppression. What I thought was depression.
Hold on, break that down for people that don't know.
All right, so when I was going through it, I thought I was depressed. I thought I was depressed. You know, and I actually looked up the definition of depression based on the Mayo Clinic, and it's just a elongated sense of sadness, sad for a long time.
Okay.
You know, it has many symptoms, but
That's oppressed?
no, that's depressed.
Okay.
And when I was going through it, I thought I was depressed, but I had the knowledge that there's something greater in me than it is in the world, and nothing can depress me because I got something in me that's greater, and it can just oppress me, try to cover me up and squeeze me in from the outside.
What you mean by squeeze me in from the outside?
So what I mean is, it's like a cover. The cover not inside me, but I can get caught up in the cover being over me and I'm in the dark. But if I can get from under that cover, I'm in the light, where it's not really what it seems to be at that moment.
Okay. So what's oppression?
Oppression is when it's coming from the outside. Depression when it comes from the inside.
Okay, let's go.
So you was dealing with oppression.
Yeah, I was dealing with oppression, but at the time I thought it was depression. I thought I was depressed. I was, and I was actually depressed to the point of suicide. It was a rough bout, and I'll be transparent, man. I was 21 at the time. I worked 21 years for a goal, for a dream.
Hey, bro, you got to elaborate. This is the Real Garage.
20, I was playing football.
Okay, talk to him.
Playing football, I worked 21 years. I went D1. I was a two-time All-American. I should have been a freshman All-American my freshman year in college. I came in and got 5 sacks as a freshman. I was good. I was very good. Come senior year, I don't get drafted. And I ain't gonna name drop, but if you're watching and if you know it, you know who it is. My partner, the DN on the other side of me, right? We both 6'1" and 3/4. I outweighed him by 10 pounds. We had the same 40. I had a slightly faster 10. He had a slightly faster shuttle. We played off each other very, very well. He went pick 32. I'm like, man, I love my dog. And I talk to my dog now. Like everybody on that defense went except me. I'm like, man, dog. I worked my whole life for this. Like, I made sacrifice after sacrifice. School. I graduated in 3.5 years. I had my life set in playing. I had my life set. And go to college for 3 years. Graduated in 3 years, go to the league. And I put everything in place. And when it didn't happen. I got it down.
Okay.
And it was around the depression, the recession, where it was a lot of pressure from a lot of people. I mean, there was a lot of words being said.
You can't just leave that out there like that. And look, we're talking about depression, but we're gonna also talk about what leads to depression or oppression. And we're gonna learn Nephi Moffitt's story. We're gonna talk about myself and Lindell. But right now we're talking about Nephi, and we gotta find out, what led into oppression. And we're gonna ask these tough questions, and we're gonna answer these tough questions, so that way we can all learn and grow and keep, trying to strive to be better. So, and what happened to you? What made you not make it to the next level in your mind?
I didn't know. At the time, I didn't know. I didn't know why I didn't make it.
Okay.
I know I'm good. I know I'm in shape. I know I can play.
Okay.
So, not to cut you off, but what I'm getting is the fact that there was no specific reason to why you weren't good enough. Like, I did everything I'm supposed to do. I'm good. I feel like I'm meeting all the criteria. I can't do nothing better. And based on what I see, everything going around me, this should be good enough. And it ain't.
Well, nah, not so much. Not so much that. Because like I said, I knew I was good. I know I'm good. I knew I was good. It was very few who could do it like that. But not getting out, all right, boom, all right. But then it's okay, everything, I come back home, boy, you were so good, boy, why you ain't in the league? Boy, why I ain't watching you on Sundays? Boy, I've been watching you the last 4 years balling. My backups was in the league. Dang, dog. And so, it kind of just,
I gotta ask. I wouldn't be me if I asked. You had a bad attitude? What? You ain't want to work out? What?
no,
There's something, you don't just, nobody picks on you for no reason in my mind.
So he meeting all the criteria.
Yeah, so something's up.
I mean, working through the stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm down. Boom, all this stuff happening. On top of that, I got a new family. Just had my daughter 2 weeks after I graduated. So it's like, boom, all right, I got this, my dreams here, I got the family here. And I'm torn. Because at this time, I just didn't know. I move, I come back. Okay, so now I'm like, all right, boom. I always had a shirt that's the motto. If I can't make it this way, I make it that way. So I went, I got my teaching certificates, I did everything I needed to do. I moved back to Tallahassee, had a job in Jefferson County. Interviewed, everything went great. The last day, Jefferson County is an F school. They're an F school. So somebody came who applied, who had a master's. And because they're F school, they had to hire them. So now it's like, dang, all right, the league ain't working out. I did this stuff, I get this close, that ain't working out. I got a young family, trying to do my best. I got the pressures of, well, you man, you're supposed to provide. You ain't supposed to be sitting home doing this. I'm trying to make it anyway. I'm bouncing, I'm working. I'm doing any kind of stuff now. The money gonna be the money in the house. Never went without, life never been off. The money was there. It just wasn't a traditional route. So all this just come to a head. I'm like, man, dang. Now I'm down on myself. Like, I'm the problem. Not only did I let my family down, I let my mama down, I let my daddy down, I let my brothers down.
You didn't get into the league?
Yeah, because, I always told my mama,
I'm listening.
my mama buy you a house. I want to do this. My mama want to do this. I had this stuff when I was 7 years old.
Right.
And, everything was in place. So, all these things coming together, like, man, shoot, it seems like I'm the problem, man. Shoot, if I'm the problem and everything, I like to fix stuff. I'm the problem. All right, I'll make sure I ain't the problem. And it went so far as I went on a ride. I went on a ride because I'm like, man, I had read Deion Sanders' book, and Deion Sanders drove off a highway in Texas in rush hour, but he survived. dang, I can't have no book like that. I can't even get that right. So I'm riding around Tallahassee, probably like 2009. You know, me saying 20 again. Trying to find a way to off myself. And the Lord said, it got something in it. It ain't your time though. You ain't overcome those things that you overcame to take yourself out at 21.
So while you was riding, feel like the Lord spoke to you while you was looking for a way out.
Were you looking for a way out?
But now I was prepared to be done. I just wanted to make sure because I read Dion books. So I wanted to make sure if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right.
I still, before we move on, you never did tell us in your mind why you didn't go pro. In your mind.
At that time, I had no clue.
Okay, now.
So, what happened? I got blackballed.
Meaning?
A specific coach came from the league, and he's talking to every league team about me, and only bringing up the negative. He brings up he in the film room. He was showing NFL coaches film against scout teams. Look at him. He's lazy. He's doing this. He's doing that.
Man, that's crazy.
His scout team. There's no coach who can ever say on one-on-ones they had somebody consistently beat me. There's nobody who I ever played against who can say anything bad about it. You can't put on no film where I'm consistently getting beat. And I don't care if it was Levy Brown, Eric Winston, Jabrikishaw Ferguson. I had to play against all three of them my freshman year. True Blood and Boston College. I went against like 5 first-round offensive linemen my freshman year. Can't nobody show me no film where I ever got with.
And that led you into oppression?
That led me to what I thought was depression. When I found that out, it's like boom, everything hit.
Let me ask you this too, real quick. How did you find out that did you like seek help and find out it was oppression and not depression, or you just kind of self-diagnose yourself?
I was in church.
What's up?
You know, like look, you know, if you confess the name of Christ, you've already said your body is a temple. God is dwelling in you, and greater is in me greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing that is, if I already got Jesus inside of me, the only things that can take me away from that is the things that I choose to focus on.
There's deep, dope, and plain at the same time. And the reason why I say that because, you know, if you feel like you can just, what I'm really getting at is, while you're talking, I'm thinking, that's your first episode?
Yeah.
Of oppression? Like,
that's I only had one. That's all I had that situation now. So,
for the most part, you only dealt with oppression and then you kind of figured it out and moved on.
I realized that because of what I profess and what I believe, it's a contradiction to say I'm depressed.
See, yeah, that's blessed. You blessed. You blessed. And the reason why I tell you blessed, I struggle with this probably daily. I mean, a lot of people won't even believe I struggle with it daily. I believe my story a little bit different. My dad died when I was 5 years old. And so I got to paint the picture for you so you'll understand where I'm coming from. I don't meet him until I'm 4. When I do meet him, I like the images I got in my mind is, you know, y'all both family, so hey, look, I gotta be able to relax and tell y'all how this really rocked out. Y'all, hey, I need y'all to pep up a little bit. Y'all both looking down. God dang. Yeah, but let me. But I can't talk like that if y'all down. God dang, tell me what to do.
Engage.
So anyway, 4 years old, he started coming to get me, and in my mind, I just remember a dude with some cornrows, with some sunglasses on, coming to get me. I remember that day he came and got me for the first time. From in my mind that I remember, you know what I'm saying? Mom's made some pancakes. She was like, I'm gonna clean them up. y'all gonna go hang out. I never ate with Mom's, so he picked me up and we went to McDonald's and he was like, pick whatever you want out. I'm like, what? I ain't never even been to McDonald's. I'm like, this is what it is. So we went to McDonald's, hung out. Then we went back to A&A. We in front of A&A. We parked in front of A&A. He like, go in the store and get whatever you want. So I'm like, whatever? At this time, I think the candy was like Rolaids. You ever heard of that? It's like Rollins or Rolos. So like chocolate with caramel in the middle. I'm like, that's what I want. And it was it wasn't Mountain Dew, man. It was another drink that I used to be crazy about. Mellow Yellow. That's what it was. I got that. So, you know, you're like, that's all you want? This is the last memory I have, because the next memory is, you know, your dad passed away. And I remember being at the funeral, like, man, tell him to get up. You know what I mean? This true life. And so, I want to say this before I go into that. For all y'all thugging, that really living that lifestyle, that's leaving these kids behind, I'm the product of that dude. I'm the product of that nigga. Listen, I really hate to use that word nigga, but you understand where I'm coming from. When you got kids and you living that lifestyle and you gonna leave them behind, just know I'm the product of them. So for a long time, I wore a chip on my shoulders. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, whatever happened, happened. And when you hear a nigga say, I don't give a fuck, some people really feel like that. Like, I really felt like, and I'm small, so I bump behind anything. I ain't saying I'm gonna win every time, but I'm ready to bump because I got this chip on my shoulder, because ain't nothing like, let me finish this, ain't nothing like doing something where you're supposed to be congratulated and looking for your daddy in the audience. You know what I mean? So, you grow up not understanding death at 5 years old. A lot of stuff that I did, I was looking for. I'm like, man, you gotta show up to this. You gotta show up. And you kind of start getting numb, like he ain't gonna show up. So when you realize he don't show up, you slip deeper into whatever it is. So yours was oppression, mine was depression. And now, you know what I'm saying, you start coming to age and you start losing friends. You start losing grandmas and grandpas. So you never really ever get a chance to really heal. Or, you know, in our community, we don't talk to nobody. You don't talk to nobody about nothing unless it's your round. And if it's your round, hey, homeboy, I'm fucked up right now. Hey, listen. If you don't like the cursing, I gotta excuse you. This is the real garage talk. We gonna talk how we talk. Hey, so this how this conversation look. When you going through something, bro, I'm fucked up right now, and then you can kind of get a little bit from that and grow. But for most of us, man, we hide that. And when you hide that and you try to bury that, it just starts coming back more and more the older you get. That's the crazy part, because you're like, man, I feel like I dealt with this already, and I'm still dealing with this. And I do have to be honest, by the grace of God, you know what I'm saying, I was able to bury my dad. And when I say that, I'm saying that like, I was able, in my 30s, going to God, like, I gotta let this go. And when I did, that whole ego, pride, let go. But then it spilled over into some other issues that we're going to talk about later in this. It's going to be a 4-part session. This is part 1, anxiety. You know what I mean? And so that's my story. I feel like, you know, that was it in a nutshell. There's some things, you know, that's missing out of it. But we're going to go deeper into it as we go into episode 2. But I'm going to let Mr. Lindell speak his piece.
Man, T. And I feel like the mental health thing, as far as like our community go, like our culture, you talk, you know, I can't speak for everybody else's culture. I just know from where I come up with, you know, being a young black male. You talk like it ain't cool to cry. it ain't cool to be soft. It ain't cool to be emotional. You know, again, I know the world's done changed, but from when we came up, anything that was feminine or perceived to be feminine was like, hell no, you can't do that if you're a dude. So if I feel some kind of way in my mind, and I don't think everybody else feels like that too,
I gotta hide.
I ain't talking to you about that, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna keep that to myself. Like, you know, anything, I ain't finna give you no reason to be trying to clown on me about nothing, you know what I'm saying?
It's real.
I'm gonna make sure in your eyes, I'm all man, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm all masculine, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? We know better. We should know better than that now. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. We still, as a community or as a culture, trying to get over the fact that it's okay to have problems. You know what I'm saying?
It's real.
Outside of what you can see, I can tell you some stuff you would never know about me, and it's okay that it ain't. It's going on in my how you perceive me. This is going on in my mind, bro. This is what I'm thinking about. This is the stuff that bothers me. You know what I'm saying? So
Because you gotta give them something.
so with me, my story so long. I'm just gonna put it here. So I was in the military, and
Yours started later in life too?
no, it built up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It built up. But I was always a strong-minded kid. You know what I'm saying? So for me, a lot of the things that other kids might have dealt with that couldn't handle, that wasn't no problem for me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until you get on your own and you got to deal with more than just thinking about yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you're a kid, the most you got to think about is what you look like. You know what I'm saying? What your peers think of you.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got to think about bills and who am I gonna be when I gotta make these things. You're creating yourself. You're creating an image of yourself when you get older.
Mm-hmm.
Way more developed and way more in depth than you do when you're a kid. Like, my money gotta be right. I gotta find a job that's gonna be right. I gotta find a way of life that's gonna be reflective of who I feel like I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when people look at me, they go, oh, he doing good. You know what I'm saying? Or he look good, or he this kind of person, or he here. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a jitterbug, let's say you're in high school, whatever the case is, and you're that dude. So you get grown, and you ain't got no big money. Your car ain't fancy. You still staying with your mama or something like that. You ain't that dude no more. Because all the stuff that you think of as a dude when you get grown, when you little, it ain't the same when you get grown.
That's real.
You gotta have more stuff, so you gotta be on your shit. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to that age level, I'm getting to this age level, I'm feeling like, man, I'm ready to discover what it is to be me. People look at me in a certain kind of way, people look up at me in a certain kind of way, and I feel like Nifa was saying, I feel like I'm letting people down because I ain't living up. I feel like I ain't living up to your expectation of me. How you look, what your outlook of me is, I ain't living up to that. So you be feeling like, it make you feel like less than a person or less than a man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the military, getting out of the military, the shit I went through, I get out there, and I'm thinking, okay, now it's time for me to figure out. People got the perception of me, so now I'm on the street with you. I gotta live up to this perception of me, but I ain't in a position to do that. So now you looking at me being to me, I feel like I'm a deadbeat dude. Like, I lost everything I had when I got in the military. I had, properties and stuff. I lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now I ain't got shit. I'm on the same level as everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even worse so, like, I ain't got no money and I ain't content with feeling like this. I feel less than a man feeling like I ain't got nothing to offer nobody. You know what I'm saying? So not having nothing to offer nobody, I started feeling like I was super depressed. Like, man, this ain't me. I'm used to having stuff. I'm used to being in a certain position. I'm used to, you know what I'm saying, people looking at me like, you doing good, you know what I'm saying? I'm used to being able to help other people, you know what I'm saying, attain levels in their life that maybe they didn't think they was able to accomplish, you know what I'm saying? Just off motivation, being able to talk to you based on,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I ain't done no more. And I'm looking like, man, hell no. So it got to a point, and for some people it may be, you know what I'm saying, nothing, but for me, like, I lived on the street for like a year. Like, I ain't really have no house. You know what I'm saying? I stayed wherever I could stay, you know what I'm saying? And in this case, like, I exploited females. It wasn't purposely, like, I didn't go places, but because, you know what I'm saying, luckily at the time, they was interested in me. I didn't have nothing though. So and I wasn't interested in them like that, to be honest. I wasn't interested in nobody because I didn't feel good about myself. You know what I'm saying? But you want me to stay at your house? I ain't got nowhere else to stay. So I'm gonna stay with you tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling my homeboys, hey, come get me immediately, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as your eyes crack, come get me. I don't want to be here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking sexually all that. And I know, we were young at the time, so the females thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't something that wasn't in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to get sort of
And unfortunately, at times, people are like, you're a dude. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like as a dude, I ain't necessarily want to do that, but I felt like I ain't had no choice because I'm staying in your house. You know what I'm saying? You brought me home.
Hold on. You saying that they wanted to be sexual active?
They wanted to be sexual active, dog. And that's the furthest thing from my mind, bro. I just wanted to lay my head down somewhere.
But because of the condition you was in at the time, you felt obligated to shake something.
I ain't got nothing to offer you. You liking me off of how I look like. I don't feel like I look like shit. I ain't thinking about that. I don't feel like I got shit. I ain't never think about how I look like. I always talk about what I had to offer. Like as a man, I feel like I need to be taking you out to dinner.
Right.
I need to be, you know what I'm saying, doing for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
That's how I felt like. You know, that's how I was raised. So now the situation, I need you for some shit. I don't talk down on cats, you know what I'm saying, but I still feel some kind of way about dudes who shacking up with these females, and you ain't doing shit. She paying all the bills, she take care of the kids, she feeds you, all that, you playing video games, smoking it. That may be your thing. You may feel like you pimping.
I keep thinking about Jamie Foxx in the movie with Ray Charles, when the lady wanted to keep shaking something, and she was, with that red, because she kept talking about that. Okay, we get that.
But yeah, but what I'm saying is, as a dude, it was hard for me to talk to dude like, bro, I can't, based on what I went through military and some other stuff I went through in my life, there was nobody I could talk to, I felt like, about that shit. And now I'm in this situation where I ain't got nothing, but some of y'all ain't never had nothing, so that's another situation I can't talk to y'all about. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to understand where I'm coming from. And now, on this, we all dudes. Somebody want to give you some ass, dog, and you don't want it, like, you feel some kind of way? I do. Because I ain't thinking about it.
Why you didn't just say no, cuz?
Because I'm staying at your house. I don't got nowhere to stay. The same thing, if I'm a dude and the dude say, hey, what you want to come to my crib, chick? She come to your house, we finna do something. You ain't coming over here to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you like that, you coming to my house to lay down. So you coming over here for a reason. So for me, I'm like, man, I'm coming to your crib. The times I can get away with not doing nothing, come get me immediately, type of thing. We got home super late, I'm super tired, girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm super tired. I'm finna lay down. And you know what I'm saying? I call my dude, she go lay down. Hey. And a lot of times before you drop me off, like, they may drop me off at the chick house because I ain't got nowhere to stay. Look, dog, come on.
She coming up, get your ass up.
What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking up.
What man? I ain't living enough. This big ass nut sleeve, dog. You get your ass up.
But if I ain't at your crib, I ain't at nobody's crib.
Yeah.
I'm on the street. You know what I'm saying?
That's after the army?
That's after the army. People think like that military shit serious. You know, you see a lot of homeless people around the military. They don't sacrifice your life for this country, and they don't give you nothing in return. You know what I'm saying? People look down on you as far as politics and stuff, and they feel like, we just look at you like the way we feel about the government. You know what I'm saying? So if I feel bad about the government, I feel bad about war, you're included in that. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that you did enough for the military. You can't tell me that you did enough for the country because the shit you did, the war y'all fought was pointless. Y'all were just over there. That ain't why I was there. You know what I'm saying? I signed up. I'm feeling like I'm being a patron. That's what we supposed to do. That's what they tell you. You know what I'm saying? So you doing your thing. They can tell you to do anything when you sign your life on. You sign your life on or not. They tell you when you're in the military, dog, realistically, I don't care what you come here for, what your job field is or whatever. At the end of the day, you're a trained killer. If something's going on in the United States and we need the military to be out there and I tell you to kill your mama, that's what you got to do. Because that's what you signed up for. You're a number. That's what you got to do. They explain it. And whether you would or not, that's on you. But that's what they would expect. You know what I'm saying? So You think I got people jumping on grenades and stuff like that to save their friends and stuff like that in the military. Bro, it's not no joke.
And you saying all this led you into depression?
That specifically didn't lead me, but there's things that happened at that time. So when I come out of there and I'm trying to be a civilian again,
Oh, real quick too. Are you oppressed or depressed?
I'm depressed.
So it's coming from the outside in.
It's inside because the
That's
thing.
oppressed.
No, it's inside out.
I don't know. Y'all confused.
Man, look, we'll get on all the.
You tell me what the hell.
We'll get on all the specifics later.
Nah,
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
trying to figure shit out.
No, we'll get on the specifics later. You know what I'm saying? Look, with me, if you're mentally strong enough and you can be aware of the things around you, then you can get over it. You can find a way to get over it. But when things on the inside are so overwhelming, no, you said from the outside in. You can't deal with it. So on the inside is telling you that shit is wrong.
I want to talk to you. Go
Well, I'm
ahead.
telling you, you talking while I'm talking.
My bad.
So the inside is telling you that stuff is wrong. That's why you say like to each his own. I can tell you that something's going on. You be like, man, that's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But on the inside of me, that ain't nothing.
Right.
That's something. You know what I'm saying? So the stuff that I'm dealing with is something. Like I'm telling you now. To talk to my homeboys about having the issue with not having sex with a chick. Man, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Is you gay? You know what's wrong with you? Why you ain't? I would have did that in. Bro, I wasn't happy with me. I was so removed from who I felt like I was. Man, sex was the last thing in my mind, though. You know what I'm saying? Even then, I felt some kind of way about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, I don't even care about y'all like that. Most of the time, the chick, and that's another thing with the chicks, it's another topic, but I ain't even look happy. I go places, we go to clubs, I'm at the club because my homeboy, nigga, he paid my way, he ain't got no bread. But it's like the lowest time of my life, dog. I go here, I'm in the club, no money. They coming to me like, you want some drink? I don't look like I ain't inviting. I don't feel like I'm inviting. You know what I'm saying? I ain't smiling and asking somebody to come over here. But they constantly approaching me like that. So there was nothing about me at that time that was inviting. That made you feel like my life was all that. I felt good about stuff. So when I go to your house, I still don't feel like shit.
That's what's up.
I don't feel like shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you want me to do these things, but you know, and I don't want to stay on this too long. You want me to do these things?
Man, you Gucci.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep it
And
funky.
I ain't cool with that, but I can't talk to my dudes about it. Now, the most I can do is, hey, dog, come shoot me. And they looking at like, oh, you got these chicks, you know what I'm saying? You that dude. I'm looking like, I'm trying to get the hell from around here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I can find something, so something hit me one day. I'm with my dudes, man, and I'm like, man, we grown, dog. I think I was like 21, 22. For some people that ain't grown, that was grown for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm 21, 22. And we smoke weed. We'll find a way to smoke some weed. Bitch, I might not have nothing to eat. But I'm gonna find a way to smoke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We smoking. We chilling. And maybe one of us got $10, $20 in their pocket. We ain't got no food to eat. That one person gonna buy $1 hamburgers for everybody. Whoever got the money for that day. You know what I'm saying? We playing video games. I'm thinking like, I come from having some shit. So I'm hanging out with cats who staying with their mamas, who arguing over video games. Like what put the nail in the coffin? What put the nail in the coffin for me was one day I was hanging out with one of my dudes, and we was at the house and we smoked. You know, somebody had like one little blunt, one other major. We smoked, you know what I'm saying? And then we got a phone call. The dude was like, man, I'm finna come around there. Y'all smoke? We're like, yeah, well, what? Y'all smoke without me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want it? That shit was serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a problem. Like, you smoke without me because the bitch ain't got nothing. And niggas was arguing over video games. I'm like, bitch, I don't even play video games like that. And this is what we worried about? Bitch, I ain't got no house. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no money. I ain't even me right now. We arguing over video games. I said, man, this, and I started making a change at that point. I started I still was depressed. I still was going through it. But at that point then, I knew where I was. I was never gonna get better though. You know what I'm saying? So I had to start rearranging things and get back to who I was on the inside. It didn't matter what I had on the outside. I started to realize who I was on the inside and what I was gonna accept and what was acceptable for me. You know what I'm saying? And start putting myself back up.
I got a question for both of y'all. and I want both of y'all to, kind of just, and tell the truth how y'all feel about it and, what y'all think about it. But for the females, there's, the voice isn't that loud, from them being raped or feeling like they don't have any power, and, feeling low. And a lot of times, they can't really express themselves to their spouse or to the situation, how low they feel, or whatever they went through in their childhood and their adolescence. So, this is gonna be deep. It's gonna be a hard question because I'm telling you the symptoms, but I'm gonna add something to it. And you know what? I'm gonna switch it up too. For the girls that have been mishandled, verbally abused, physically abused, mom might have left, dad might have left. The love wasn't there. Fellas, same way. Dudes, the same way. And they are honestly praying for a change, and the change hasn't happened yet. What would you say to them?
Change with themselves or their circumstance.
Both, because when you're in a situation where you feel depressed or oppressed, and you've been through some real life drama, and you praying, and you feel like God hasn't answered your prayers yet, it's real. I'm not gonna answer it right now, but I'm gonna let I want you to answer how you feel about it.
You touched on a lot of things. Address this, and it's not a real straight answer. I've always talked to people,
Right.
and one of the things that it grinds my gears when I hear so many women talk about how that happened to them, and it's not being discussed, it's not being brought up, nobody's saying it, and they be like, well, it happened to me. Oh, it happened to you too? Okay. Yeah, and it's nothing like that grinds my gears, like that infuriates me. But in those situations, what I've learned is prayer has been used the wrong way. And I had to understand this, and I was brought into this knowledge that when I pray, it happens right then. When I pray, it happens right then. And in my life, I'm just waiting for it to manifest. So all my prayers get answered. And I didn't always know this, but knowing what I know now, there's nothing that I can pray about that I know it ain't going to answer. Because I know I'm so A1 with God that He loves me. He said, who am I? Who are you? Look at the birds. They don't praise me, they don't do nothing. But they ain't never got to worry about eating. They ain't never got to worry about nothing. Look at the grass. Look, the grass grows, the grass out, and it's still beautiful. Are you not more precious to me than these things that are amazing? So imagine how I think of you. So when I understood that Jesus said nothing is impossible to those who believe. When you pray, do these things. When you pray, believe and don't doubt, and it shall come to pass. I learned a long time what shall means. Shall is one of the strongest words in the English language because it's without a shadow of a doubt. It's going to happen. So now I understand these, and this is parts of my life. I learned that when I was 7 years old, listening to Bishop Weaver at Greater Faith Temple. But it never fully manifested until I was 28 years old, when I can put some other pieces of things together. So if someone's in a situation where they feel their prayers aren't answered because they don't believe their prayers, and you don't believe your prayers because you don't understand whose you are and who you are. And when I understand that, who am I that this highest king would welcome me? I have a heavenly Father who owns everything, and He loves me to death, and He will give me anything. He will give me anything, and He told me how to get anything. And now I just believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. I believe that, and once you understand it, and it's just the faith. I don't like to say I'm a Christian because Christian is a political term. I believe Jesus rose from the dead, died, rose from the bottom cross. All that. I believe that. But with that, my belief system is my guiding principle in my life. And because I believe like I believe, there's nothing that my God will withhold from me. And He will always protect me, and I've learned that nothing happens to me, everything happens for me. For all things work good. For all, not some things, for all things work good for those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. I believe these things wholeheartedly, and I see all these things now. So if someone's prayers are being answered, you need to check why. Because the next piece of this is this. It says, if I pray and believe, it shall come to pass. Forgive when you pray. Forgive so that you can be forgiven. So if you're praying and believing, it shall come to pass. The reason it may not come to pass because you have some unforgiveness in you. And with that unforgiveness, your unforgiveness is blocking your prayers. And that's the only thing that's holding you back. And I can go on that about that. And when I just when I started letting stuff go, my life completely changed. I watched myself go from making $27,000 to $60,000. And it's just like nothing has changed. I'm still the same guy. I'm still doing what I love to do. But there's so many things that's going on that's blessing me, and it's because of my belief system. So for those who feel like their prayers aren't being answered and they're stuck in that situation, check your belief system and check, do you believe that you deserve those things that you're praying?
All right, Mr. Nancy. And hey, be you.
Look,
Be you.
I can't, I'm Lord, that's what I do.
Be you.
I've been on a walk. Everybody walking. That's why this show is what it is. Everybody walking their own, and we go on appeal to different people based on what we think and what we believe. I believe the principles of the Bible, they work if that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? But what I learned in my walk is it's always going to be, I don't care how high you get, you're always going to fall. That's how life works. You're going to fall, and you're going to come back up, and you're going to fall, and you're going to come back up. It's how you deal with your times down that determines your heights. So it depends on whatever you're doing when you're down and you feel like everything is over. If you don't know how to work yourself through that, you're not going to make it out of that at all, or it's going to determine how high you're able to come out of it. So I'm the kind of person, and I've learned that I can't dwell on how bad things are, because that's wasted energy. That wasted energy causes you to stay in this place a lot longer than you need to. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you look at yourself and you start thinking about, I'm not gonna let myself stay down. Like I told y'all, it took me to look at my surroundings and say, man, hey, no, this ain't me. I can't do this. You know what I'm saying?
You saying yours came from within?
It came from within.
You didn't pray?
Not then.
I'm saying, like, you know.
No, not then. I feel, look, I'm, like, as far as the religious stuff,
right.
I don't want to get into that. Because if I do, it's going to change the topic. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm
But,
gonna
but the
be
question is for the the people that are
right
going.
because everybody, and this
So
is,
how would you tell them?
so,
man,
so right,
the depression?
so this is what I'm saying.
Right,
He gave you
right.
a perspective based on somebody who's looking to God to
Hold
help
on,
come out.
hold on, thought. Keep going, keep going.
To look at God to help you come out of a situation which is I'll never knock that. I'll never knock that. If that works for you, and it should work for most people, but it don't work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because some people have been raised with it, some people don't feel the connection there. You understand what I'm saying? It don't work for everybody. So for me, what it was is understanding how things work. You know what I'm saying? When you apply the biblical principles, if I'm not thinking about it biblically, it's just how things work. You know what I'm saying? It's just how things work. I don't care how great you are. Like you said, you was living high. And shit came tumbling down. There are so many people, there how many, the chick, she was a billionaire, she kept herself. You thinking to each his own. It don't matter where you are in your life, it's where you feel like here and here that you're supposed to be that determines how you feel about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that determines from that point whether you depressed, whether you happy, or all that stuff right there, everything in between. So if you know, once I start realizing that I can control where I am here and here based on acknowledging my surroundings and where I am, you know what I'm saying, in my life. So I say, hey, this ain't what I want to be. I'm not crying about how I got here. I can't cry about what caused me to be here and what things are wrong. They're going to be wrong anyway. If I acknowledge that they're wrong, they're still wrong. They still aren't helping me get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So once I say, look, I'm not accepting being here. I can't accept being here. Everything not going to work smoothly, but once you don't accept being in a position, you're going to do what it takes to change it. You know what I'm saying? My daddy, he said something to me that was one of the most relevant things that I ever heard. You look at all these people that's doing things in their life and everything that's going wrong with them and all the stuff you want to tell these people to help them get out of situations. He said, when you really tired of being there, you're going to get out of it. You ain't going to be there no more. You know what I'm saying? So I can do everything I can to try to help you get out of the position you're in. But you know how sometimes you feeling down and you just, I don't know what it is, it's like you want to feel down. Sometimes you down and you want to feel down. People, I felt like that. Like
I'm not disagreeing.
like,
I'm just listening to
I
you.
used to have to talk. I was like, you know what? People feed off my energy. And I'm feeling like I just want to be down. I'd be like, you know what? I ain't feeling like this. I ain't going to allow myself to feel like this. And I'd be like, you know what? I start getting myself crunk a little bit and start, man, let's go do something. Because I didn't allow that to set in. Because that ain't how I want to feel like. That ain't me.
Where do you think that shit come from?
You gotta start dealing with yourself. You gotta start dealing with yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Can't nobody determine who you are. Can't nobody determine how you feel about yourself. Can't nobody determine where you are in your life. That's why success is measured by the person. It ain't success. It ain't measured by the people around you. It's measured by you.
I disagree.
You crazy. Because if I'm happy in an apartment with a bike,
Yeah,
you can't tell me it's living
you were
good.
saying you wanted to feel down. And I disagree with you because of the simple fact that I personally be chilling. And some bullshit across my mind that'll throw me all the way off, like I won't even own that.
You misunderstand.
Okay,
what
go
I'm
ahead.
saying.
Let me.
I'm not saying that things gonna happen to cause you to feel down.
Okay,
When those things happen to you,
right?
how do you feel?
Down.
Down. You can choose.
Right,
You can choose not to feel down.
right.
I'm saying choose
No.
not to feel down. You can choose. Because sometimes I can be like, cousin, what's wrong with you? You be feeling like, I don't know, dog. Come on, dog, let's go. You be like, you just still, ain't nothing going on bad. Man, I'm trying to get you to go do some stuff that can get your mind and get you out that
But you know
slump.
what's crazy,
But
man?
you won't allow it. You won't allow it.
I have to agree with you because, you know, in one of Pac's songs, he was like, true homies make you feel good.
Right.
And I was like, man, when the last time somebody knew, whether it was a man or a female, knew you was going through something like, nah, you riding. Come on, I'm getting you out of the house. And a lot of times, that take you out of that depression that you done slipped in, that you done thought about some stuff. And, you know, I've heard Mother Pimper say, if we don't talk about churches, it was like the biggest war you ever battle was between your ears. And I was like, man, that's deep.
So if you ever convince yourself that I don't accept feeling like this. I don't accept
But
feeling
you
like
gonna
this.
need somebody.
You do, but listen to that. People,
Well,
you gonna say the people that deal with it, they got a choice. Peep game.
Okay.
There is help. Know what I'm saying? We're not saying you don't go seek help. We ain't saying however there is for you to deal with it, you can choose to stay in that space.
What about the people that feel like I'm not
But-
choosing? These thoughts keep coming to me.
But
Right.
they are.
So
they still choosing.
You're choosing to be in that. You're not choosing.
So
the
you're
thoughts.
choosing your
You're not
thoughts.
choosing
Yes,
the
no.
thoughts.
You're choosing the actions.
You're
I can
choosing
choose to act on
to
it.
entertain the
Hey,
thoughts.
it's help right here. I can choose to go get the help. Or I can choose to stay in my
Right.
bed.
So
And
you saying some people can talk to you and make you feel better.
Right.
But sometimes the same people talk to you, you don't feel better. Why is that?
because you choose.
You choosing not to allow that to affect you.
To an extent.
No,
Period.
that's what it is.
Period.
I got it.
If you're weak, let's talk to it in a physical form where you can see it physically.
I hate to call people weak.
If you're I'm saying
That's
weak.
what it
I'm
is.
saying weak physically. You're weak in the gym physically.
Mhm.
I can stay weak every time I go to the gym. If I never work out, every time I go to the gym that one time a month or that one time a year, I'm gonna be the same week. I'm gonna be the same week. But if I choose that not to be the case, I'm gonna do what it takes. So the next time I go to the gym, you see me, I'm not gonna be that same week. I'm not gonna choose. I chose that not to be the case. I chose not to stay in that same situation. The same way you was talking about. I changed my mind. I changed my mind on being impoverished. I changed my mind on how I think about bringing money in and changing my circumstances. There's people complaining about how they living all the time, and they don't. It can be hard. It may not come immediately, but you can do something about it. You can choose to make. It may not get to the point you want to be, but you can choose to do something to get yourself out of the situation. And it's not. I'm not by no stretch of the imagination saying it's going to be easy. What I'm saying is you can choose that. So there's times in your life, dog, when you're feeling down. It may not be no severe down. It makes you be like, man, I don't know what's going to be down. I just don't feel good. Some of my spirit, whatever you want to say, I just don't feel good. You can stay in that. Somebody be like, man, what's up with you? I don't know. And you can lay in the bed all day. Or you can be like, I ain't doing that. And you can go do something. Man, I was feeling down today. I went outside and I was chilling. And I feel better. You know what I'm saying?
Cause I'm gonna have to cut you off. We got a couple episodes of this right here. I've let Mr. DP Marvin talk. I let Lynn T talk. My final words about the situation for tonight is I believe personally that prayer does work. I don't think it works overnight though. I believe you get stronger in the process of repeatedly going to God for help. And in doing so, you'll find yourself stronger in that situation. We're going to go deeper. We're going to dive